Hello students, in this video lecture we will be continuing our chapter 11 light, shadow and reflection. Now, effects of rectilinear propagation of light. In the last video we learned about rectilinear propagation of light. Now what are the effects? First one, shadow. Due to rectilinear propagation of light, shadow is formed. Now let us understand what is shadow. A shadow is formed when a light ray travels in a straight line and the path of light is blocked by an opaque object. A dark image is formed. It's known as shadow. Here in the image you can very well see that a boy standing and his shadow is being created on the road. Now there are some characteristics of shadow. First one, region without light that forms behind an object kept in the path of light. Shadow is the region without light that forms behind the object which is kept in the path of light. Second, opaque object cast a dark shadow. Opaque object through which light cannot pass, they cast a dark shadow. Translucent objects produces a weak shadow. Translucent object through which light can pass partially, they produces a weak shadow. Transparent objects do not cast shadow at all because light can pass through it easily. That is why they do not cast shadow at all. Shadow is formed in the direction opposite to source of light and behind the object. Next, length of shadow changes according to position of the source of light with respect to the object. Length of the shadow changes according to the position of the source of light with respect to the object. Means it will be your position, your length of the shadow will be changing accordingly. In the different time during a day, you can find that the length of the shadow decreases and increases. And the color of the shadow is always black. The color of shadow is always black. It is not colorful. Whether you wear any color of cloth, its shadow will be black. Next, coming to eclipse. What are eclipses? A shadow formed in space that makes the sun or the moon invisible for some times. They are known as eclipses. So there are two types of eclipses basically. First one, solar eclipse. The moon comes between the sun and the earth so that the earth darkens during day. It causes solar eclipse. Okay, here you can see the position of moon. It comes in between sun and earth. Next, as sun is large, shadow has an umbra and penumbra. Here you can see shadow has an umbra and a penumbra. Since the sun is the source of light, sun is very large. In umbra, the sun is totally blocked and total eclipse is seen. In the umbra, the sun is totally blocked and total eclipse is seen. In penumbra, a partial eclipse occurs. In penumbra, this one, the partial eclipse occurs. Next, lunar eclipse. What is lunar eclipse? The moon and the sun are in straight line such that the earth is in between the sun and the moon. Here you can see. The shadow of the earth falls on the moon and the moon cannot be seen. The shadow of the earth falls on the moon and the moon cannot be seen. On the basis of this, there are two types of lunar eclipse which occur. First one is partial lunar eclipse and the second one is total lunar eclipse. First of all, we will see partial lunar eclipse. During partial lunar eclipse, only a part of moon is visible and the part of moon under the umbra is not visible. Here you can see. Part of moon is visible and the part of moon which is in the umbra area, it is not visible. This is partial lunar eclipse. Whereas total lunar eclipse, during total lunar eclipse, whole moon is in the umbra of the earth. Here you can see whole moon is in the umbra of the earth. This causes total lunar eclipse. Next we will see about pinhole camera. The fact that light travels in a straight line makes it possible to project a picture on a screen at the cinema or a slideshow. This is the pinhole camera because of which this the thing is visible. A pinhole camera is the simplest type of camera in which the image of an object is obtained through a very small hole called pinhole. Here you can see a pinhole is there. Through this, due to the light, because of the light is traveling, because of which here you can see the image formed. A pinhole camera works on the principle of rectilinear propagation of light. Okay, that the light passes in the straight line. A pinhole camera gives a proof that light travels in a straight line. An eclipse can be seen using pinhole camera. Doctors often advise not to see eclipse with the naked eye. So we can see the eclipse with the help of pinhole camera. Next is reflecting light. The process of bouncing back of light rays which fall on the surface of an object is called reflection of light. Reflection of light depends upon surface whether it is smooth or rough. Here we will see these two surfaces. You can see the lights getting reflected. First of all, we will see reflection on smooth surfaces. The mirror, glass, still water and the polished metal have smooth surface. This you all very well know. When light rays strike on the smooth surfaces, light rays are reflected in one direction only. When the light rays, suppose a light ray is falling on the mirror, okay, light rays falling on the mirror, then it would bounce back in one direction itself. It is not going to bounce in different direction as in the rough surface. So it will be bouncing back in one direction. So it is a smooth surface. Next, reflection on rough surface. Here you can see wood, piece of paper, brick, stone, etc. These all are what? Their surface is rough. So when light rays strike any of these surfaces, the rays are scattered in different direction. Here you can see in this figure that rays, when it is striking off on the rough surface, then the rays are getting reflected in different direction. This was the end of your chapter 11 and it is video number 19. Soon I will be coming up with the next video with new chapter. Thank you, students.